The objective of our study was to measure the impact of cognitive behavior therapy on depression in college students. Our research question was, does CBT reduce depression in college students? Our independent variable was cognitive behavior therapy. Our dependent variable was depression. Our qualitative measurement tool was the University Depression Inventory. And then our qualitative measurement tool was we asked a series of 3 questions in an interview setting, and then in the settings set the scene of how their depression affects them.
The level of risk for this research was greater than minimal risk, and so that means the type of application we needed was an IRB full review. The Millersville IRB board had to approve this study, and the type of risk is psychological risk, since the questions can cause distress to the students.
And then for our sampling, we use purposive sampling. It's a non-probability sampling tool, and the reason for this is because our population was not randomized, and we had certain criteria for them to meet in order to be in our study. And we recruited students from the Millersville University Social Work Department. And then our design was quasi-experimental because there was a control group of participants who don't receive the cognitive behavioral therapy intervention and participants that will be randomized. And it will last over a 30-day period. And our qualitative design will include ethnographic interviews, and they were interviewed with qualitative questions about their depression, so it was easier for us to, easier for us to evaluate them. And then, this is our graph. Voila. And then one thing that I learned was overall how to write a research paper, and I learned, you say one of your things.
I learned how to write an appendix.
I learned why research is important in social work and like what it helps us like to find in our like field of study.
I also learned how to better navigate the library like page and how to better find articles that fit perfectly what I'm trying to research.
I learned what a Cronbach alpha was and how to find it in a research validity article.
I learned the difference between qualitative and quantitative measures because I didn't know that before.
I learned about all the different kinds of sampling and how different parts of sampling are called different things.
I learned the difference between a research question and a hypothesis and how similar they also are.
And then I learned the difference between an independent variable and then a dependent variable in a study.
And how they help each other. Well, the IV helps the DV.
There you go.